Gary from MrG Shave, back for another Saturday shave. I think this is number 142. If I'm wrong, it's up there. If I'm right, there'll be nothing there. Today is a request video, which is a comparison shave between, it's the Karve Overlander versus the Edwin Jagger 3one6. I've got my little book here with the list, and that was requested by Viktors Voroneckis. Not sure where you're from, Viktors, but thanks for the request. He's also requested another one against the Game Changer 0.84, so I'll do that next Saturday. And then I've got another one that's Overlander from Alec, I think, Latons. I haven't written this down very well. I'll check the name when I do the video. And so he requested the Overlander versus the Envoy, and I've also got another one which is the Overlander versus the razor that I've just bought, the Tatara Masamune Nodachi. So anyway, the Overlander is going to get a lot of use over the next few weeks. I may put a break video in between where I just do a normal shave, but today is the Overlander, the Karve Overlander versus the Edwin Jagger 3one6. And the Edwin Jagger 3one6 is currently my favourite fixed head razor. So non-adjustable. And it's got, I don't know where I've put the, it's got the Indian Gillette Wilkinson Sword blades in it on their first use. You'll have seen it in the image at the beginning. I've just dropped the unboxing. I'm just turning the phone off so it doesn't disturb. So yes, I said yesterday that I was going to do an unboxing. I've opened the box and I've got to have a look inside. I have to admit I did have a look because I wasn't expecting this just yet. I mean, I'd forgotten about it, if I'm honest. But yeah, so this is another brush company, and they asked me to review this particular brush. So it's all packaged in here. Take it out of the packaging, open it up, and let's just turn that round so you can see. And it's called the Boti brush. It's another company that makes brushes. Take this off, and I believe this is badger hair. So this knot is badger hair, but what's different about this, at least I think this is, it doesn't smell like badger hair. So it might be, I'll have to check with them to see whether they've sent me badger, or I'll soon find out when I use it today. But the difference with this is that it comes with another knot, and this one is definitely synthetic. So, and it basically, what you do is you unscrew the knot from the handle, and screw in the other knot if you want to swap them around, which I think is quite a good idea. You know, one handle, two different knots, easily sort of interchangeable. It's a great idea, but I'm going to use what I think is a badger knot first. They just sent me a picture. They didn't send me what the two knots were. Now, as you all know, I do prefer synthetic, but I will use a badger if it's sent to me. But there we are. So I'm going to put that one in there. So that's the new brush. And the bowl that I'm using today is my Giles Shaving Co. Shallow shaving bowl. Lovely this, absolutely love it. As I've said many times before, the difference between, let me just take this one out. this is effectively an homage to the Captain's Choice bowl, which is this one. Yeah, and that has like a thumb grip, where you just place your thumb on that and you do have a bit more grip. But look at the difference in size. This one's quite a bit bigger. It has deeper rings in it, and it also has an unglazed base, which means you've got great grip all the way around, so you feel far more secure with that. So yeah, I prefer the Giles version to the Captain's Choice, but I like the Captain's Choice as well, even though I think they're slightly overpriced, but you know, each to their own. Right, so let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that, so I can see what I'm doing. There's nothing else to show you, I don't think, from the hardware side. Told you about the blades, told you about the razors, brush and bowl, so I'm going to get myself ready for the shave, and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Let's get on with the shave. Today, as a pre-shave, I am using, oh, I forgot to put the cap on the soap. As a pre-shave, I'm using Proraso Blue. Giving a little cooling touch, because I believe there's a little bit of menthol in the soap that I'm going to use. So I think it's only a hint though. Face is all wet down and ready. Let's just rub this in. So yeah, how was your Friday night? I hope you've all recovered from your hangover and are looking forward to the hair of the dog. I didn't go out last night, but I'm probably going to pop out tonight. I don't know, maybe not tonight, it'll probably be Sunday. We'll see how things pan out, shall we say. It's quite a busy day for me today. I've had various things. I've been out this morning running some errands, and we've had the weekly shop delivered. The dog has to go out this afternoon for a groom. So he's going to look like a skinhead when he comes back. So yeah, it's just non-stop today. Right, here we go. Oh, I haven't told you what the soap is. The soap is Lothur Calm, which is sort of a lavender smelling, lavender and a bit of menthol, as I say. I'm not sure what else is in it. If I look it up and find some other ingredients, I'll put them in the usual spot up there, but suffice to say it's lathered up really nicely. This is version 1. I'm not going to buy any of version 2, which I know is better than this, but this is still version 1. I'm not going to buy the version 2 until I've used this up. So, and it took 16 sprays of water, so that's 8 teaspoons. Right, so this brush, after cleaning it, it's splayed out. This is definitely a badger knot. Feels a little bit scritchy, so it's not a super badger. I would suggest this is probably best badger in quality. I'm not that experienced. I've only got a super badger, so which is the top quality as far as I know, and this is definitely eating the lather already. But that's what natural hairbrushes do. And this one will need a lot of breaking in. But there we are. That feels great. I mean, it's not as scratchy as I was expecting it to be in some respects, it being a brand new badger. But just put some more on. So it's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. This is now, as I say, I've only got a couple of badges. I've got the Omega Mighty Midget, I've got the Cadman shaving brush, the rest are boars, and then this, which I think is a badger. So I've avoided them because of, you know, seeing some videos and things like that. Anyway, the main point of this shave is for Viktors. I'm going to use the Overlander, the Karve Overlander with the Indian Gillette Wilkinson Sword blade on my left, and I'm going to use the Edwin Jagger 3one6 with the same blade on my right. So when you're looking at this, this will be your right and this will be your left. Anyway, so here we go. This is only the second time I've used this Overlander. Very smooth. Really nice. So, first pass on the left side, right as you're looking at it. Now for the Edwin Jagger 316. Now this is my favourite razor, fixed head, so non-adjustable. Feels more efficient, there's more blade feel to this. There's not a lot in it. But there's a definite difference in terms of the blade feel. It feels like it's cutting more efficiently, and it's more, you know, you've got more aggression there, I think. I'm surprised. I thought that this one would be. I thought the Overlander was going to be more aggressive than the 316, but it's the other way. So. Let's add a bit more water. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to run out of lather because I can see the lather being soaked into that knot. Should have gone with the synthetic version first. So this is going to look rather thin. The scent off this soap is absolutely stunning. I love it. I can see why it's called Calm. You know, lavender is very calming. Right, that will do. It's funny how badger and boar brushes do this. This is not a Boti thing. This is a, you know, Proraso thing. This is a Omega thing. All natural hairbrushes seem to have a habit, especially when they're new, of eating the lather. Okay, so across the grain on this side is as you would expect. So not a lot of blade fill there. Definitely more blade feel on the 316. So again, I would say the 316 is more efficient, and it's still very comfortable, but the Overlander has its benefits as well. It's very smooth, very, very smooth, and I think that's what they were aiming for with this razor. Scooping some out of the bowl. This doesn't need any more water sprayed on the face because this is very well hydrated lather. Very good. I was just thinking to myself, there's actually more lather on the third pass than there is on the second, but there we go. Right, okay, so against the grain, Overlander first. On my left, on your screen it would be your right. Now that feels really nice. Feels great. Against the grain on this side is a cross. No, there's not a lot of difference now in blade feel. Interesting. Right. No difference. No difference. In terms of what's left, beard growth that's left, can't feel any difference. And interestingly, on the third pass, the Overlander and the Edwin Jagger 3one6, the blade feel was about the same. So, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm not going to say which I prefer just yet, but I'm pretty close to knowing which it is. So we shall wait. Let's do the pickup pass. I've pretty much got rid of all of the soap in the lathering bowl. Very interesting. And this is perfectly adequate. You might think to yourself, well, that looks a bit thin. It actually probably needs a bit more water, so I'm going to add a bit. That feels great. That was a mistake. Ouch. Never put your finger into a bowl full of soapy water with a razor in there. Right, so let's do a pickup pass. How many of you have done that? Gone to grab a razor and ended up slicing your finger? I bet there's a few of us. So, Edwin Jagger, pick up. Let's have a feel around. BBS. Absolutely BBS. No difference. I think it's just a matter of how it feels. I'm going to have to use something on this. I think it's it's an interesting dilemma. Because I would say that the Edwin Jagger is definitely more efficient than the Overlander. Feels more efficient anyway. But the Overlander has done just as well at cutting down the beard, and it for some that will feel more comfortable because it is smoother. But my preference at the moment definitely is the 316. It's been on the top of my list for quite some time, and it's going to be very hard to shift that off the number one spot. But the Overlander is an excellent razor, and it comes very, very close. And that's why I find it very difficult to pick out top 5 razors or top whatever soaps or whatever, because they've all got their own plus and minus points, and the ones that are in my top 10 are so close that it's very difficult to put them in a position. I'm bleeding everywhere. But yeah. Right, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Post-shave time. Just wanted to show you. In fact, where did I put the box with the... Oh, there it is. If I show you the synthetic knot first, because they were both about the same size when before I used them, and sort of washed the badger brush. So they were both about the same size, and if you now compare the two knots, that's after it's been washed and used. Look at that, that's absolutely stunning. I mean, and I've been a while cleaning up because I've been trying to get this to stop, but it's not stopped yet, but hey ho. We shall see. I'll have to put a plaster on it later. Maybe the cold water. But yeah. Let's see if I can just tap that off. Let's go for the cold water rinse then. Face feels great. So we're going to do the alum test. That is such an enjoyable part of the shave, throwing the cold water over your face. So let's see. Let the alum down a bit. So this was the calf side, Henson side. Very little sting. There's definitely, I would say there's more sting on my right side where I used the Edwin Jagger. Only by a little though. So where there's next to no sting here, there's about a 1 out of 10 sting on this side. Pretty evenly all over. So again, it sort of confirms that I think the Edwin Jagger is a more efficient razor. It's still smooth, it's still very comfortable to use, but I do think it suits my taste better. I like to feel the blade, you know, and the Edwin Jagger 316 it just hits the sweet spot for me. But it's made me think that the other comparisons are really no comparison. That they're in different leagues, because the Game Changer 0.84 is definitely more aggressive than the 316, and the Lupo 0.95 is another step up, and the Tatara Masamune Nodachi is probably another step up again. So, but at the end of the day, I'm going to still do those comparisons, but I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. I was expecting the Karve Overlander to be more efficient and more aggressive than the 316, and it wasn't. So at the moment, the 316 still remains top of the pack for me. It just suits me and my beard growth and my skin perfectly. So that's why that one stays there. I have got, you've got the multiple plate headed razors like the Karve CB. The Karve CB, I've got multiple plates for that, and you've got the Rockwell 6C and Rockwell 6S, and then you've got your adjustables. I don't put the multi-plate blades in the same category as adjustables. Adjustables to me are when you just turn a dial on the razor and it changes. You don't have to change heads out. Because realistically, when you have a razor with multi-plates, you usually stick with one plate. Once you find the one you like, that's the one you stick with. So, but yeah, just to show you again, that's brilliant. It's just exploded. So let's put this one up here to dry. Put this one back over here. So, right. No real burn now. Let's wipe it off. And that feels great. Let's go on with the Boots Tea Tree and Witch Hazel. Oh yeah. There's a slight burn on both sides, equal burn on both sides now. But again, less than 1 out of 10 on both sides. That feels great. Oh yeah. And then I'm using Williams Aqua Velva, because this pretty much goes with everything. Sorry about the blood on my hand. Oh yeah. So nice. Again, a little bit of sting, nothing much. Both very comfortable razors. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, based on that, the only thing I would say is, yeah, maybe a beginner could use one of those. The Karve Overlander. That might be quite a good razor for a beginner. But you've got the Henson and you've got Merca 34 and the Edwin Jagger DE89. But this one, the 316, is not a beginner razor. This one I could see a beginner using. Even though I wouldn't call this mild. I'd call it medium plus. But this is medium plus plus. Just. So yeah, interesting. I'm surprised at the result of this. I thought the Overlander was going to feel more aggressive, and it didn't. But it's given me BBS on both sides with the same number of strokes. Ted Baker, Stage 3, I think this is called. I don't even know whether you can still get it. I've had it for years. But it's great stuff, and it's lavender. Oh yeah. I know I keep saying oh yeah, but that's just so nice. Really, really good shave. Really enjoyed it. So, surprising result. Out of the two, this one wins by about that much. There's not a lot in it. So the 316 wins by about that much. This is a very comfortable shave though. It's got more weight than this, slightly I would guess. I don't know, but it feels heavier in the hand. Love the design of both of these. Both of them fantastic razors. And as I say, there's a hair's whisker in it between the two. So that's it for the shave today, ladies and gentlemen. It's bye-bye from me, and it's bye-bye from the Karve Overlander and the Edwin Jagger 316. Both excellent razors. And as far as the brush is concerned, I put it over here. That was an excellent first use of the brush. I'm sure this is going to look stunning as it gets broken in. I'm going to keep it. You know, if it's given to me for free, that's fine. I won't buy Badger. I'll always buy synthetic. I'll pay for synthetic. It's not a problem. But if a Badger is given to me, I'll use it. But there we go. Not that I'm asking people to give me Badger brushes, because really I don't want you to. But there we are. Next time I use this, I'll use the synthetic head in it. And we'll go from there. So thanks again. I'll see you now on Monday for a battle of the blades. I've got the blades in for the battle that I've got on the list. So I'll see you on Monday for the battle of the blades. Bye now.